Why hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as Screen Peek, and in today's video we are discussing the brand new movie Caught Stealing. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright everyone, so this is a review for the movie Caught Stealing. It's been out a week now. And I want to thank you guys coming into this video because this one is a special one. This one is for it's directed by Darren Aronofsky, Caught Stealing in 2025. It's Darren Aronofsky. It is his rendition of a lot like a Guy Ritchie-esque film, also taking inspiration from like Matt Reeves' The Batman, David Fincher. Is what I hear, but Guy Ritchie is a lot like what I thought this movie was based on, style-wise from the trailer, and a lot of other people are saying that. And hands down, right away, this is going in my top 10 movies of the year. That's how good I thought this film was, and I don't know where it's going to end up, in what spot. Right now, as I'm thinking about it, maybe number 4 as of now, where I got, F1, Superman, Weapons, and then this. But that's just a preliminary ranking that I don't know what it's going to end up at the end of the year right now. But for right now, I am definitely very, very pleased about this movie. What I got, what I was expecting. So that's just what I'm going to tell you. I will tell you my rating of this film at the end of this review. But how I felt going in. I wasn't entirely sure how this film would play out. I mean, I don't know how any film is going to play out, but typically with like comic book movies, you kind of have an idea like based about the trailer. This movie, the trailer for this film, I really didn't know. Like, I couldn't really pinpoint where it was. Right? I saw the trailer. I was very excited for this movie, and I was pleasantly happy. The thing is, it's a very gripping movie. Like a lot of Darren Aronofsky, I've only seen. One. I haven't seen Requiem with a Dream or Pi, but there's interest in me to watch them. But the movie The Whale, I've heard a lot of his movies are very grim and dark, like have a dark tone. And that's a lot of what The Whale is. I watched The Whale and I went, that's just kind of a one-time watch for me. I watched the trailer for The Whale and I went, ooh. Who wants to watch this? Who wants to watch a big, obese man try to overcome his life? Not to say that there are issues in the world with obesity and trying to change your life. No, that's a really good story. However, it just makes for a strange movie. And by the way, Sadie Singh in that movie, though, I love her. And I love Brendan Fraser's performance. All of it is great. It won awards. I think he won the Oscar for it. So anyway, when I heard Darren Aronofsky was doing this, I was like, oh boy. Like, that's a step in a different direction. And when I saw it was like Guy Ritchie, I was like, whoa. So I love it's a little bit gritty. But I think for people that like this type of genre, by the way, I'm going to try to keep this spoiler-free as possible. Because I really want you to go into this movie. I like doing spoiler reviews, but I really want you guys to go see this without... I'm going to make this a little bit spoilerish. So back out now if you haven't seen the movie, but... And there's spoilers. So what the hell? So anyway, I'm making my mind up as I go. But anyway, there's gonna be a little bit of spoilers, but I want to be preemptive first, and then get into the back half of the review. So there's it's grunge, like 90s New York thriller, and like cop thriller. There's like chase scenes and all this, and caught stealing this guy, this ex-baseball player, Hank Thompson, is that his name? Hank. Is on this has this like big memory crisis, right? That's not really what I want to say, but he has this big memory issue, and he then gets beat up and put in the wrong situation in this New York crime thriller, really. And I loved what happened. Like, there were things along the way. I'm just gonna get into the spoilers. So, Zoe Kravitz, the love interest, and Matt Smith, they are both phenomenal. This entire cast, Austin Butler, who plays Hank, and Regina King, she's phenomenal in this. I forgot she was in this. I knew she was in it, but she's also a character in The Big Bang Theory that I grew up watching. And there's better comedy, there's better sitcoms out there, but I digress. Don't like have like a he likes Big Bang Theory. Don't get me started. So I think it's a little bit funny, but my point being is Regina King's in this, and I was like, oh, she's in Big Bang Theory, and great names: Vincent D'Onofrio and Liev Schreiber doing the two Jewish guys. Like, it's so good. The one-hit punch. I'm like, oh, it's so good. And I was eating this movie up. I went by myself last night, and I love this movie. And, you know, Zoe Kravitz and Matt Smith both die. And the way, I won't tell you what happens, but the way that it happens, I was like, no, are you serious? Like, Matt Smith was more of a somber one, and Zoe Kravitz, I was like, whoa, I was not expecting it to happen. And again, I won't say how it happened, but I'm like, are you serious? And you know what? Back when Final Destination Bloodlines came out, I was like, dang, nobody survives these movies. The thing about this one, people survive this movie. Well, there's another death. There's some other deaths in this movie, but I won't tell you who and how. But those two shocked me. Like, this is part of the main cast, and I'm sorry if you didn't want to hear that, but you should have known. It's spoiler review. There's other deaths in this movie, but it's not like a horror film where everybody dies, but people die in this, and I'm like, okay, there's some redemption at the end. Okay, yes, protagonist succeeds in his goal, makes his own choice, so to speak, but at the same time, people die, and I don't remember the last time, besides a superhero movie where people die, you know, a non-horror / superhero movie that I've seen where people just die. I mean, I like crime thrillers, but I don't remember the last time. I mean, I guess like John Wick or like Ballerina or Novocaine. I don't know. I mean, I guess. I mean, that's a good option. Novocaine, right? Novocaine, Ballerina. But the reason I don't think about those is because it's a good guy shooting bad guy. This movie is like, you have your lover? Oh no, she's dead. Oh no, you go to the bar? Oh no, I'm gonna kill these people. So like, it's just like, it's not like good guy shooting. It's like, who's gonna die next? But it's not a horror movie. So that's what I really thought was interesting about this. So like the crime thriller, there's stakes involved, and I know that for a fact that you guys, well, I don't do movie reactions, but my friend, my friend Michael, I know for a fact he'd like this movie because we watched The Fall Guy together. It had like elements of like The Fall Guy, Guy Ritchie, people die, crime thriller, like almost like Novocaine action. Like there's some good stunts, like action car scenes. This is a blast. So I love the action. It's incredible. I love the story, the world building. I don't need to see another one. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, world building for a sequel. No. But also, there are a couple good surprises in this film. So speaking of spoilers, I'm going to give you a couple more right now. So if you don't want to know anything else, back out. There's a couple end credit scenes that I started walking out, and then I stayed until I didn't miss anything. There's nothing at the very, very end. But before the end, before the mid credits start rolling, there's like a couple. So before the credits start rolling, there's Austin Butler is at the bar. He's at a bar throughout. By the way, I laughed when Zoe Kravitz was like, "No, you can't drink at all because he lost a kidney," and he's like, "Man, no, I got this." And then he drinks later. I'm like, "Bro, like really?" So he's at a bar at the end in a tropical bar. And the actor, Tanac Huerta, who plays Namor, is the bartender. And I didn't catch it at first until I saw the name pop up on screen and the credits said Tanac Huerta. And I was like, wait a minute, what? I was like walking down the stairs to like just exit the theater. And I was waiting and then another post-credit popped up, or end credit popped up, and I'm like, the mid-credit, whatever you want to call it. But I'm like, Tom Huerta? So then I'm like, I gotta look that up when I get home, and I'm like, oh, he was the bartender at the end of the movie, of course. I didn't put together that, like, that Mexican dude was Tanaka Huerta. I was like, that was a neat surprise. Now, this is another surprise that I got spoiled at. I looked up if there are any end credit scenes before going into the movie, and it told me, yeah, this is who's in it. I'm like, thanks a lot, but I really didn't care, because I didn't know the story about what happened, but it said, so Austin Butler keeps calling his mom throughout the movie. He can't go a day without calling his mom, so he calls his mom, and the voice, or then we see who it is at the end, and it's none other than Laura Dern, the actress from Jurassic Park, who did return in Jurassic World Dominion. So that was cool to see a cameo from her, and to see the two surprises that I thought, Tanaka Huerta and Laura Dern. I didn't know how she was impactful, if she was impactful to the rest of the story, but she was. I mean, she had the cameo at the end, but then she had a little bit of voice lines and stuff throughout. So that was really cool. So I like those two surprises, not the surprises of the two deaths, but you know, I do like the cast of Zoe Kravitz and Matt Smith of the time that they had in this film. And by the way, I love Matt Smith as an actor. In Doctor Who, I guess he was in a Terminator movie, in House of the Dragon, in Morbius. He was in a Netflix show. I forget what it was. I don't know. He was in some Netflix project. And everything else he's doing. In the Starfighter Star Wars movie, which is going to be one of my favorite Star Wars movies of all time, with its cast, with the director, with the writer, whatever. I can't wait for that movie. But Matt Smith is a treasure. He's a treasure in this. Except House of the Dragon is kind of like wearing on me. I don't know why it's wearing on me. I don't know. Maybe that. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to think about that. But this movie is a death. So I love this movie all across the board. It's on my top 10 of the year. This, I'm going to give you my score now. It's a 9 out of 10. 4 out of 5 stars on LetterBoxd. I got to post my review on LetterBoxd. I forgot to do that. So LetterBoxd, 4 out of 5 stars on LetterBoxd, and an A minus for entertainment. Only reason I'm giving it an A minus instead of a solid A or an A plus, even though it is on my top 10 of the year, it's because of those two deaths, guys. Again, death can happen to us, but I don't want that to happen to me right now. But there's stuff in this movie that I thought was really good, and then I also thought it dwindled a little bit, but I wasn't. It's not that I was bored. I was like, I think the stuff at the house, I'm sorry, that meal scene, it's like, it was funny, but I was like, I don't know. So, I don't know. There's greatness in this movie, but yeah, I highly recommend Caught Stealing. So, by the way, it's my favorite Darren Aronofsky movie out of the two that I've seen. It's just, I love Guy Ritchie. Like, if Guy Ritchie made this movie, like, I think this is better than the past Guy Ritchie films I've seen. Like, Gentlemanly Warfare. I don't know if it's better than The Gentleman or The Covenant, but I don't know. A lot of his stuff. I don't know if it's better than Lock, Stock, but this is one that I will rewatch more than Guy Ritchie movies, I'm sure. So, Caught Stealing is definitely, that's my score for Caught Stealing. Be sure to follow me where you can these days. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me, and stay tuned for what I got coming up next. Lots of good stuff coming up this fall. Fall next month, October, November, and December. Shows, movies combined. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm, watch screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.